with Peter Burns, who is the leader of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, YAY, here in Frisco, Texas, and it is the only chapter within the United States which is run entirely by volunteers. Peter also has the distinction of being the 2017 Frisco Magazine Person of the Year. Am I correct?
Yes,
so
that's correct.
welcome.
Oh,
Welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Young Entrepreneurs Academy and how it came about being?
Yeah, the Young Entrepreneur Academy, which we call YAY for short, is it's a groundbreaking program for middle and high school students who have a desire to become an entrepreneur. And so we take them through a 33-week training from just generating their ideas to writing a business plan, have mentors to work with them. They get a chance to visit other businesses and peel the onions back first, to they get an idea of what they're trying to get done. And then hopefully get them to launch their business at the end of that 33-week period. In fact, the mall here, the Stonebriar Mall, is one of our great partners who allows the space for the students to be able to share their ideas in the mall so that the community can come in, and if they have items to sell, they get to sell it, to get a chance to network, and so they can grow their business from that point.
So this is a program of the Frisco Chamber of Commerce?
It is, it is under the umbrella of the Frisco Chamber of Commerce. And, about 6 years ago, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce reached out to Frisco Chamber and asked if they would get involved. I was chairing leadership Frisco at the time, and so the president of our chamber reached out to me and asked if we can, get some volunteers to lead this program. And so Keith Britton, Kevin Thompson, and I got together and worked with the YAY USA chapter in Rochester, New York. At the time, they only had about 24 chapters running in the program. And then when we got involved, we were the first west of Mississippi. And now there's over 100 programs over the last 8 years. So we tell them all the time that the reason for the growth is really because Frisco got involved, and we kind of, shared some of our growth that we've had here in the city with all the things that are happening here in our city.
So are there more than one chapter in Frisco?
No, there's only one chapter in Frisco.
Okay.
At one point, there were more chapters in the state of Texas, but I think right now it's down to the one here in Frisco that I'm aware of.
So what are the keys to making it work? Because you say there used to be more, and so some kind of retracted.
Yeah.
So what is it that's made Frisco so successful?
So we're the only program that's run by volunteers. And so what we did was we took the program, we looked at it, and then we applied our business acumen, our skills to it, and ran it more like an enterprise. And so we have, I told you, Keith, Kevin, and myself, we are primarily the face of the program. And we have about another 20 to 25 volunteers behind the scenes that help us to manage the overall program, where it makes it much easier because we all have day jobs too that we have to do. So in the model for the program is to have someone that's a staff member from the chamber to run the program. It could be overwhelming. And so if you have someone that's a staff member that's running it that doesn't have entrepreneurial skills or understand business, and then they're able to take that in a way where you can teach it to students who are trying to learn it, then it becomes overwhelming for them. It becomes a challenge for them. Fortunately for us, Keith, Kevin, and myself, we all have been entrepreneurs. And so we were able to relate to the students and able to help them to formulate their vision and help them to have success with their ideas.
I've been in Frisco for about a little more than 10 years, I think about a month more than 10 years. One of the things that I've noticed being here is the spirit of working together, public-private partnerships. How has that impacted YAY?
That is one of the key success for our program. I mean, we have on average about 60 to 70 students apply every year for our program. Unfortunately, we can only take 24 students. And the other program have always asked us, how do we do that? How do we, get that? And that is truly the partnerships within the city. So our partnership with the school district, partnership with the Economic Development Corporation, as well as with the Frisco Chamber and the city itself, that is the core, I guess the glue that helps us to be successful. So when we reach out to the community for volunteers, or we reach out for students or reach out for a business to help us with this, the help is there. And so, I mean, we can go as close as our neighbor city here, and they don't have that type of working relationship between the school district, the business community, and our economic development corporation. And so that's what's really winning in Frisco, and that's translated to the same winning that we've had with our program also.
So you say winning. How do what are the metrics that you use to say, are we being successful? How do you know?
With our program, we start with 24 students, we finish with 24. There are some programs that, they may only able to get 8 students to participate, or they may start with 12 and finish with 4. We have the ability to keep the interest of our students, to work with them through those challenges that they will have through the program. It is not an easy program. We take them through an interview process first to be sure that we're selecting the students who really want to be part of it. We all know that some students may sign up because the parents says, hey, we want you to sign up for it. But they don't have the desire to be an entrepreneur. And that comes out in the interview. So when they start going through those challenging parts of the program, they don't have a heart for it or the desire to do well or to win, they're going to drop out. And so we work real hard to make sure that the students that really want to be a part of it are a part of the program. And then our volunteers are committed to working with them so that they can be successful. And that's how I measure the winning of the program itself. Without the support from our community, there's no way we could be able to do it with the success that we've had in the years.
So when are they only able to stay in the program for 1 year, or is it something that they, if they're in it freshman year, they can continue throughout high school? Or?
That's a great question. So the way it's set up, they go in 1 year and they have to be out for 1 year before they can come back. So they can come back multiple times, but they have to take a break, I would say, so that we can, give more students the opportunity to participate in the program. But one of the things that we do that is unique and different from most of the other programs, we have an alumni association for our graduates. So when they graduate, we don't just let them go. We put them in the alumni program and we work with them. We have students that have started multiple business and have taken the toolbox that we've given them as a result of the program and simply reach in there and apply that to things that they need to do in school or maybe generate other business. And so we're there to support them. We have, when we do a Shark Tank presentation, for the lack of better words, when our students pitch their ideas for investment dollars, we have a component that allows our alumni to participate in that and gain additional dollars for their business so that they can continue doing what they're trying to accomplish.
So someone like Gouzia, would she come away leaving the program she already had a business, right? Or would she be able to step up and give an elevator pitch to somebody basically telling what her business is? And is that a...
Oh, absolutely. Our alumni are welcome to come and visit our current class anytime they want to. In fact, anytime an alumni walks in, we stop what we're doing so that they get the floor to be able to speak to the students and kind of share their story. We're there with them day in and day out. And so we're constantly pushing on them, trying to get them to get rid of those bad habits that they have. But it's great for them to see someone who have actually gone through what they're currently going through and have had success with it and can share their stories with them. That is a very powerful and impactful message. So we encourage our alumni to be part of that process. Our alumni is also part of the process as we recruit for new students. So when we go around to different events, we have our alumni there to basically man the booth to kind of share their stories and tell, investors about their stories, volunteers about their stories, and potential students about their stories. And that's been very powerful for us.
So it sounds like things have been really positive over the time that you've been, since you got it started, because you've been there since day one.
Right.
Totally. But nothing's ever all good. So what are some of the challenges that you run into?
The challenges, really, think about this for a second. You're taking a student, it's a middle school or high school student, and you're basically running them through an MBA program in 33 weeks, whereas you would go through that for 2-3 years to have that level of experience. So it becomes a challenge trying to figure out how you can take something that's complex, especially when you're going through financials and trying to understand the cost of your product, the cost of goods sold, and you're trying to train or teach someone that so that they have an understanding of it. So what it does for us as the program managers, it gives us an opportunity to try to be creative to meet that student where they are, so we can then get them to where we want them to be. So those are some of the challenges, because we're not school teachers, right? We're mentors, we're professionals. We're trying to get them out of the mindset of being a student to becoming a CEO. So you're working with those things too to develop those soft skills for them. And then some of the other challenges that we have, believe it or not, is we have so many people that want to be a part of the program to help us that it's a challenge for us to not say no, but to say, hey, maybe next year we can get your help. So that is because you don't want to lose that resource, to be able to help you. But we can only use so much. So I would look at that as a challenge. But the community is so great what supported us that we see that as a positive. But again, if someone says, hey, I want to be a part of it, and they say, hey, no one's reached out to me, and it's just that we just are not able to utilize their services at that moment.
I'd love to say that you're one of the better kept secrets in Frisco. However, with the limited number of students that you can take in each year and the abundance of people who are applying, I'm not sure the word needs to get out to a lot more people. There'd be a lot more frustrated people, or maybe it'd spur on some competition in another chapter. Who knows?
No.
But it's a great program. I can't say great enough things about it. And is there anything that you would like someone to know about what you're doing, how somebody could find out more about it if they were interested in getting their kid involved?
Yeah, so they can go to the Frisco Chamber of Commerce and just go and find YEA there, or just go to www.yeausa.org, and they'll get more information about it, and they can find the Frisco chapter, as well as find other chapters that are across the United States and in India. We have 2 chapters now in India, so we're truly an international organization. Frisco is known for being a sports city. It's a great place to raise an athlete. But with the A program, and now with the school district launching the Incubator EDU and Inspire Frisco that's launched now through Launchpad City, we have that opportunity now to not only be a great sports city, but also a great city to raise an entrepreneur. I tell people all the time, and they hear me say this, I absolutely feel it, that I'm going to drive by a building and I'm going to look at that building and there'll be a CEO in that building. Maybe it'll be Gouzia. That's the CEO of that particular building, and it's going to say, hey, that's a Yale student who graduated and now running a major company here in the city of Frisco.
Having been a sports coach for world-class athletes for 20-something years, but also coming from a family that values education at an extremely high level, I'd say they're kind of the same thing, where the lessons that you learn digging in and trying to figure out how to be good at something and overcome those obstacles are all the same.
Absolutely.
During one of the first things I had to memorize during freshman year at West Point was Douglas MacArthur's opinion of athletics, which is, upon the fields of friendly strife are sown the seeds, which upon other fields on other days will bear the fruits of victory. And I think your program serves much the same purpose. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.